Hey y'all, it's Kate. I figured it was about time for me to do an update of my thoughts on bookkeepers.com, also known as Bookkeeper Launch, which is the course that I took to get started in my own bookkeeping business. I'm going to give a little bit of a general overview, and then I'm going to tell you about one big giant change that has happened in January 2022. It's really enormous. I have a playlist of all of my Bookkeeper launch reviews. I don't really think you need to go back and watch them all, but you might want to hear how my thoughts have changed over the years, and you'd also kind of get a sense to see of how the course has developed, and that might be telling for you, so I'll put a link to the playlist below. Anyway, I bought this course in 2017, and I'm still benefiting from the training and the community and all of the offshoots that have happened in my business because I took a very bold and courageous step and purchased this course many years ago. And I can wholeheartedly say that I would not be where I am in my business without this course. I mean, I couldn't have even gotten started without making my first dollar without this course. It's definitely not a scam. It gives you the truth about how hard business is and equips you to succeed in a really well put together program. But this program has really grown since I purchased it. Bookkeeper Launch is a massive enterprise now. Ben Robinson, the man who is the brains behind it all, he's not really satisfied to sit still. So there have been several revamps of the basic entry-level course, which is what I took. I think we're on version like 4.0 now. And then there have been a lot of like tangential courses that he's created for people who have different needs. Some people need a lot of extra help on the marketing side. Some people want help on the scaling side, or how to scale without creating a monster of a business. So basically at this point, not only is there Bookkeeper Launch, but there's other programs like Tax Business Launch and Outstanding People and Processes, and there's one called Advisory Services, many more than that too. But you're watching this video because you're not sure if you should buy this course. So how are you going to find out? Well, the best way to figure out if Bookkeeper Launch is the right resource for you, and if you jive with the whole learning environment that they have, is to watch the free intro series. I have an affiliate link to that series below. Hold on for a quick digression. Did you know that almost certainly you have clicked on somebody's affiliate link for this program and any other bookkeeping resource you've thought about buying? These days, any link you click on the internet is an affiliate link. It's kind of gross. The only way I feel good about using them is to disclose them very boldly. So I'll be honest and say that I would rather have the money by letting you know that you can credit it to me instead of some unknown blogger who doesn't even know a thing about bookkeeping. But I digress. So use my link below if you want to support me. Now let's get back to the review. So I'm pretty sure that they also have info sessions that you can book where you can talk to someone on the Bookkeeper Launch team about your specific questions to ask whether this product is a good fit for you and which product you should buy. So don't be scared to email them to ask your questions before making this big investment. For instance, there are two levels for individuals called the Pro and the Premier. In general, I think the Pro level is totally sufficient for most people. The main difference I can see in the Premier is this concept that's more like pure business coaching, but that has nothing to do with the technical bookkeeping or accounting stuff. So it really is only for people who think that they're going to need an unusual amount of help with like the psychological stuff that goes into being in business, not the nuts and bolts of how to use a software or to make journal entries at the end of the year, stuff like that. I truly believe that you can get the coaching just from the regular support of the Pro level, but I'm sure that they saw some students had a need for more coaching and wanted to create an option like this for the people who need it. If you go with the Pro level, just utilize the private community and the Monday through Friday help desk that comes with the course. But choosing between Pro and Premier is an example of something that you can email them about to get more information on. So do your research. Oh, also you have to reach out to them if you want to get the military discount, if that applies to you. You can tag me in a comment if you want the instructions about how to do that, or email me at bookkeepingsidehustle@gmail.com. All right, so there's one gigantic change that has happened. In my previous reviews, I talked about the value of the private Facebook group. And now this was especially true very early on when Bookkeeper Launch was really the only viable and legitimate bookkeeper training program. It wasn't one of those ones that's like selling a pack of lies about making money from your home, how bookkeeping is easy and anyone can do it and you'll make 6 figures in no time. And early on, the private Facebook group that came with your membership course was basically worth the entire price of admission. But you also got this outstanding course and training too. By the way, Bookkeeper Launch still doesn't sell a pack of lies. I'm not sure if I was clear about that. They sell a message of being really smart and working very hard to become an expert, and you can build a business that fulfills your dreams for your family. It's definitely legit. Anyway, the private Facebook group was valuable because technically you can get all the training that was in the course by cobbling together different YouTube videos from different accounting tutorials and from different business coaches online that talk about, getting clients and marketing tactics and stuff like that. And then you would spend lots and lots and lots and lots of hours cobbling it together on your own, and you could probably build a bookkeeping business. But the Facebook group was the real distinguishing factor where you got the support that you need on top of the course that helped you move quickly. The Facebook group was amazing, absolutely critical to building my own business. And you couldn't get that by cobbling together a bunch of YouTube videos. So here is the huge news. As of February 2022, this golden Facebook group has been shut down. We can still use the search function in it, but we can't post or comment. It has caused quite a kerfuffle. People don't like change. And so I'm someone that this directly affects, right? Because I'm in the group and I used it to get the help that I needed in my business. So do I think it would have been easier for me if they'd kept the group open? Sure, I won't lie about that. But all of our lives are full of examples of how a short-term, slightly painful change led to a much better outcome. And I think that this decision really has a good chance to be something like that. So the history behind this change is that in the fall of 2021, there was a huge problem with Facebook where the platform was shut down for an unusually long amount of time, and lots of people already have some philosophical problems with Facebook and the power that it holds and how it creeps into our lives in scary ways and is always serving us ads or not showing certain posts. So Ben Robinson of Bookkeeper Launch made this really courageous and kind of radical executive decision that he wasn't going to be beholden to Mark Zuckerberg anymore. So he picked this new platform. It's called Circle. But it doesn't really matter what it's called. There are lots of new community software options these days that he could have picked. He picked this really good one called Circle. It's just a new and very robust way to handle a private community. But these types of community softwares are popping up all over the place. Here, I'll show you a little peek. It looks a whole lot like Facebook. All right, here's inside of it. This is the particular community that I'm in. Here is my notifications. Here's my profile so everyone gets a picture. Here is actually the most recent post, or maybe it's a pinned post. Ben is talking about relaunching his podcast. So we got some announcements, 1,713 posts so far, and this has only been open for a little bit. And what else? You make a new post here, you can search here, so it's pretty much just like Facebook. I'll scroll down real fast just so you can kind of get a feel for it. So as a fellow business owner, I thought about his decision and how he made the calculation to make this change, and I think he knew he was going to upset some current students, and I think he probably realized that he might lose some sales in the short term because the Facebook group has been so highly promoted. Though I'll never know if he actually lost sales. Shoot, maybe he's getting more students because of this change. After all, there are a whole lot of people who created Facebook accounts just to get into the Bookkeeper Launch Facebook groups. So those people would have been happy to never have to join Facebook. But after taking some time to think about it before I made this video, I kind of concluded that it was a really powerful and good idea. Look, I'm 40 years old. I don't use Facebook much for personal social media, but I use it for groups in private, and I do use it for business purposes. But my understanding is that Facebook, like regular Facebook, has a bit of a reputation of being a little bit like middle-aged or old lady-ish platform. And like I just said, there was a whole lot of people who created Facebook accounts when they joined Bookkeeper Launch because they were younger and they weren't using that social media, and they were just using it for the private community. So now I wonder how many more students Bookkeeper Launch will get now that the younger generation doesn't have to get on an app that they don't like. Okay, so say you're 59 years old. Would you be better off full of the ideas and the excitement that come from being around a bunch of 29-year-olds? People who are tech natives and who've never touched QuickBooks Desktop, which none of us should be touching and working with anyway. So I think it's probably going to pay off for Ben and going to pay off for the overall community in the long term. Now you may be asking, so, Kate, I heard that this Facebook group is what makes it all worth it. So now are we not going to have that? Or will we not have that community and the ability to get the answers that we need very quickly? Well, maybe in the short term, but also maybe not. There are over 1,600 posts so far since the group moved over to Circle just like a couple weeks ago. And this is a great purge tactic too, because the Bookkeeper Launch Facebook group was getting really, really big. Maybe too big. When I review other courses, one of the things I tell people to consider is, would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? And Bookkeeper Launch was definitely like a big pond. It still is, but they are having to really coax a lot of the fussy people over to the new Circle community. The other thing that came to my mind was that they really can't afford for this to go badly, this change to go badly. So you can guarantee that the staff that he has, who are experts at all this bookkeeping stuff, and are going to be more active in getting the community, the people, the answers that they need. Ben has always paid people who are the pros on his staff, and also the people who are really good students that he trusts. He's paid them to be in the group for a certain number of hours each week to make sure people's questions got answered. That's been happening for a long time. So based on the number of posts and comments and questions that are still very much being answered, that obviously is still happening. Clearly, we can still get the answers that we need in the new Circle platform. So I'm kind of rambling, but that is the information I wanted to give you. My honest assessment is that if anyone takes Bookkeeper Launch and wants to run a business, they have 100% absolutely everything, every tool that they need to have success with no additional purchases. The one caveat is that if you've never, ever had a single accounting class, you'll probably want to take a bit more pure accounting training. You can do that from a textbook. You can do that from like accountingcoach.com. There's a lot of things that the true brand new people talk about taking that helps them just get a little more confident in the accounting basics. The accounting basics material is probably only sufficient for folks who have already heard of the assets equals liabilities plus equity accounting equation. Bookkeeper Launch does start with those basics for the people who need it, but I can tell that most of the completely brand new people end up studying the fundamentals a bit more to become truly confident. Anyway, if anyone gets this course and doesn't succeed, it is almost certain that that person did not do everything that they were told to do in the course, or that they have not taken those additional accounting fundamental resources that are suggested. Because accounting is hard and you have to actually know accounting fundamentals to be good at this. Or one more reason that they, quote, might not succeed is that they realize they don't want to actually run a business. Bookkeeper Launch is definitely for people who want businesses, not jobs. But Bookkeeper Launch is not shy about that. It is for entrepreneurs. So I've never not thought that this course was excellent. It's truly excellent. But I don't think I've really been excited about pushing it lately and broadcasting my affection for it, because I have thought that the truth is that there are other good options that can lead to similar results. I've reviewed plenty of those courses, and you can always message me and ask my opinion privately. And I have my course comparison chart with a link below that you can look at to take you to the videos I've done with other course creators. I mostly say find whatever course creator puts a fire in your belly, because you're going to need that fire in your belly at 5 in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night when you'd rather be sleeping, but you have to be doing the hard work in your course. Finding that leader is way more important than fussing about what exact order their course modules are in or what their material covers. Like, you're going to get the right material, do the work. Anyway, with this change to the new community platform, I think I can honestly say that this is an exciting time to join Bookkeeper Launch. To be in on a course that has at least a 6-year foundation, I think it's that old, and it's doing something really radical and new. And that doesn't really happen in the bookkeeping world very often. So when you think about the other kinds of students you want to be around to help you on your journey toward having a tech-forward digital firm and a digital lifestyle, those folks are not going to be scared and whiny about getting off of Facebook. They're going to do what they have to do to get the information that they need, which Bookkeeper Launch provides you all those avenues. We've got the question and answer office hours each week. We've got the help desk email, and we have this community on the Circle platform now. That's my update about Bookkeeper Launch. Let me know if you have any questions. If you aren't in the Bookkeeping Side Hustle community, then you can get the links to the newsletter and to the Facebook group down below. I wonder if I should consider moving the Bookkeeping Side Hustle group off of Facebook. Just kidding. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me know if you have questions. Bye.